The text message sits there, unread, for 3 hours now. You know they've seen it. You know they're choosing silence. And that silence cuts deeper than any words ever could. Your chest tightens. Your mind spirals. What did I do wrong? Why aren't I enough? Why does this always happen to me? You refresh your phone again. Nothing. And in that moment of crushing silence, you feel something die inside you. Your worth, your confidence, your belief that you deserve love, acceptance, respect. But what if I told you that this moment, this exact moment of rejection, is not your ending? What if this pain you're drowning in right now is actually the doorway to a strength you never knew you had? The ancient Stoics understood something we've forgotten in our age of instant validation. They knew that rejection isn't what happens to you. It's what happens for you. Marcus Aurelius, writing alone in his tent during brutal military campaigns, facing rejection from his own people, wrote these words: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." But we don't want to hear that, do we? We want the pain to stop. We want them to text back. We want the job offer. We want the acceptance. We want the world to bend to our desperate need for approval, and that desperation, that's where we lose ourselves. See, here's what most people get wrong about rejection. They think it's a verdict, a final judgment on their worth. They think rejection means, you're not good enough, you never were, you never will be. But rejection isn't a verdict. Rejection is information. When someone rejects you, they're not defining you. They're defining their capacity to recognize your value. They're revealing their limits, not yours. Think about it. Every great artist was rejected. Every revolutionary idea was dismissed. Every person who ever changed the world was told no more times than they were told yes. The rejection wasn't about them. It was about the world's inability to see what they carried inside. But here's where it gets dangerous. Here's where most people take that beautiful truth and twist it into something poisonous. They say, their loss. I don't need anyone. I'm better off alone. And they build walls. High, thick walls around their hearts. They call it self-protection. But it's not protection. It's prison. The Stoics knew better. Seneca, who faced exile and betrayal, who watched friends turn into enemies, never built walls, he built bridges. Bridges made of understanding. He said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Each rejection isn't a door closing. It's a door opening to who you're meant to become. But becoming, that requires something most people aren't willing to give. It requires you to sit with the pain, to feel it fully, to let it wash over you without drowning in it. You see, when rejection hits, your mind immediately starts the stories. I'm not attractive enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not successful enough. I'm not enough. And those stories, they feel so real, so convincing, so final. But they're just stories. And stories can be rewritten. The Stoics had a practice they called the view from above. When pain consumed them, when rejection crushed them, they would imagine themselves from a great height, from the perspective of the cosmos. From up there, your rejection looks different. From up there, you see that the person who rejected you is fighting their own battles, carrying their own wounds, operating from their own limitations. From up there, you see that this moment, this painful, crushing moment, is just one moment in a life full of moments. And some of those moments will be beautiful. Some will be magical. Some will make you forget that this pain ever existed. But you can't skip to those moments. You can't bypass this pain. You have to transform it. And transformation, that's where the real strength lives. When you stop running from rejection, when you stop fighting it, when you stop making it mean something terrible about you, something incredible happens. You discover that your worth was never in their hands. It was always in yours. You discover that respect, real respect, doesn't come from being chosen. It comes from choosing yourself, again and again, especially when no one else will. Epictetus, born a slave, rejected by society from birth, taught us the most powerful truth about human dignity. No one can hurt you without your permission. The rejection happened, that's a fact. But the meaning you give that rejection, that's your choice. You can choose to let it mean you're unlovable, or you can choose to let it mean you're becoming unbreakable. You can choose to let it mean you're not enough, or you can choose to let it mean you're more than enough for the right person, the right opportunity, the right moment. Here's what I want you to understand. The people who reject you, they're doing you a favor. They're saving you from settling, from compromising, from giving your precious energy to someone who can't see the gold you carry inside. Every no you receive is clearing the path to your yes, the yes that matters, the yes that sees you, the yes that chooses you not despite who you are, but because of who you are. But you have to believe you're worthy of that yes, even when the no's pile up around you. Especially then. This is the paradox the Stoics understood perfectly. The moment you stop needing other people's approval is the moment you become truly worthy of it. The moment you stop chasing respect is the moment you command it. The moment you stop begging for love and acceptance is the moment you become genuinely lovable and acceptable. Not because you've changed who you are, but because you've remembered who you've always been. So tonight, when the silence feels too heavy, when the rejection feels too sharp, when your worth feels too fragile, remember this. You are not the person who doesn't text back. You are not the job you didn't get. You are not the relationship that ended. You are the space where strength is born. You are the place where wisdom grows. You are the soul that transforms pain into power. And that is something no one can reject. That is something no one can take away. That is yours, forever. The rejection you're facing today is not your destination. It's your education. It's teaching you discernment. It's teaching you resilience. It's teaching you that your worth doesn't live in someone else's hands. It lives in your courage to keep choosing yourself, to keep believing in your value, to keep showing up as the magnificent human being you were born to be, even when the world can't see it yet. Especially then, because respect, true respect, isn't something you earn by being perfect. It's something you claim by being authentic, by being brave enough to be rejected for who you truly are rather than accepted for who you pretend to be. And that is the ultimate freedom. That is the ultimate strength. That is the ultimate victory. Not over them. Over the part of you that ever believed you needed their approval to be whole. You are already whole. You always have been. You always will be. Remember that, especially when they don't.